Welcome to Hannity, and tonight we begin with a quick flashback starring Gwen Walz, the wife of Kamala's bizarre and very weird running mate, Tim Walz, during a campaign speech that went viral, frankly, for all the wrong reasons. Walz accidentally got something right. Take a look.
What are we going to do? We're going to turn the page. Oh, pretty good. Do it again. We're going to turn the page, and we're going to turn the page. And you know what else that looks like? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Donald Trump. We are turning the page.
Remember she bragged about opening the windows during the rioting in the summer of 2020 just to smell burning rubber. Very bizarre. We're going to turn the page. Do it at home. Anyway, consider the page turned away from the insufferable elites who treat voters, all of you, like idiots. We are garbage, and censor our speech and force woke politics down our throats. The same elites who try to abolish meritocracy, phase out American exceptionalism. The same elites that weaponized our system of justice, politicized our military, our schools, our FBI, our intelligence agencies. They even politicized our roads. Remember Pothole Pete spent $1 billion to prevent highways from becoming racist? Not making it up. But the insanity is soon coming, thankfully, to an end. Under Donald Trump, America's core principles, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, it will be restored. Limited government, constitutional order will be restored. The all-powerful, far-left, bureaucratic state will face a day of reckoning, and you, the American people, will be free to create, to build, to speak your minds once again. This will usher in a new age of innovation, prosperity. The American people, frankly, are more than ready. We're a little sick and tired of what we've been living through. Take a look at the numbers. A new Harvard-Harris poll has Donald Trump's approval at over 54%. That is well above Joe Biden. Another poll found that Donald Trump's popularity among young people has surged a whopping 20 points. A third poll determined that a majority of Americans approve of Donald Trump's transition. And take a look at your screen. Shocker. Op-ed, New York Times, they're now urging prosecutors to end all of the bogus criminal cases against Donald Trump. Hey, welcome aboard. They finally figured it out. Why? Democracy's unlimited verdict on these prosecutions was rendered by voters on Election Day, more than 76 million voters. Even Charlemagne the God, who endorsed Kamala Harris, thinks the cases need to be dropped and dropped once and for all. Take a look.
Hey, New York City, just throw the whole thing away.
I don't understand why they playing with that, man.
Cut it out.
Just stop it. We're going to wait 4 years.
Who we fooling?
Yeah, leave it alone.
Nothing's going to happen to Trump. And nobody, wants nobody wants that retribution that he made the living hanging over their head. He won the election. It is what it is. Cut ties, sever your losses, throw the whole case away. Come on.
I don't know why they playing.
Who we fooling, y'all?
Nope.
Who we fooling? Like, seriously.
All right, you see what's happening here? Democrats threw every single thing they had at Donald Trump for 9 years. Lawfare, lawsuits, censorship, Russian disinformation, FISA spying, smears, slander, besmirchment from the entire legacy media mob. Hysteria from celebrity Hollywood elitists. $1.5 billion spent in 15 weeks. None of it worked. None of it. They lost. They lost the White House, they lost the Senate, they lost the House. And maybe the most damning of all, they lost the plot. Just listen to this far-left Washington Post MSDNC contributor. Take a look.
How about this? Republicans want to kill your kids. It's actually true. If you're going to oppose vaccinations, if you're going to stop breakthrough medical research, if you're going to allow minors and all sorts of people to get semi-automatic weapons, which they use to shoot up schools, well, then you are responsible for kids' health and death, unfortunately.
At this point, it's funny. Yeah, what are you going to do? The radical extreme left that is the modern Democratic Party has become untethered with all reality. They are the party of self-righteous coastal elites. I've been saying this for some time. Republicans are now the party of hardworking men and women that make this country great. They're sick of high taxes, unlimited regulation, and everything woke. Just look at the left's religious zeal surrounding trans people. It's one thing to treat all of God's children with respect. I believe in the golden rule. Democrats, they want biological males competing in girls' sports. They want them to have access to girls' locker rooms and bathrooms. They want tampons in boys' bathrooms. The right to offer minors gender-affirming care without any parental consent. The government knows better. Taxpayer-funded sex change operations, really? For illegal immigrants and convicts? We had to fight that this election? They want to tell you what cars and trucks you can drive and not drive. They want to tell you what refrigerator you can buy or not buy, what washer and dryer and air conditioner you can have, and not give you the choices of a big gulp, not a good idea, or a large, drink, or a McDonald's, super big meal, or quarter pounder with cheese meal, which I happen to love occasionally, but I'm very careful about my diet. Look, let the American people, they want to be left alone. And according to the left, you're crazy or evil or garbage if you think there's anything wrong with all of this madness. But the bullies on the left, they no longer have power, they no longer have influence, and common sense, thank God above, is being restored. Take a look.
For anybody who doesn't know my well-established record on this issue, let me be unequivocally clear. A man is a man, and a woman is a woman, and a man cannot become a woman. That said, I also believe, that's what Scripture teaches, what I just said, but I also believe that we treat everybody with dignity. And so we can do and believe all those things at the same time. And I wanted to make that clear for everybody because there's lots of questions. But that's where I stand. I've stood there my whole life, and those are facts.
That is Speaker Johnson announcing that he will enforce the Capitol Hill bathroom policy based on biological sex as a new trans member of Congress is now set to be sworn in. Now, this after Congresswoman Nancy Mace drafted a resolution mandating that House facilities correspond to biological sex. In response, the oh-so-compassionate left had a meltdown. Congresswoman Mace targeted with vile online attacks, including a steady stream of even death threats. On TikTok, one user threatening to grab her hair, drag her face to the floor, repeatedly bash her head into the ground until she's dead. I hope the police arrested the person. The radicalized Democratic Party has turned into a hateful, vengeful, isolated, closed-minded cabal that seeks to shut down debate and punish detractors, the very thing they claim the right wants to do, and we do not. The ladies of The View can spew all the hate they want all day long, 24/7, who cares? All while worshiping at the altar of victimhood. Democratic Congressman Seth Moulton, one of the few people that gets it, told Bloomberg that his party is banning discussions and that Democrats, quote, have this arrogant culture where if you don't meet every ideological litmus test established by our own party's left wing, then you're not only wrong, you are a bad person. Meanwhile, they have no solutions. They don't know how to govern. The party's consumed with infighting. Take a look at this panel of Democrats armed with our friend Piers Morgan. Can't make this up.
Look, I debated Professor Lichtman before. I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
Couldn't
not
find
right,
him before
and
the
I was
election.
not wrong. And that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be
Who
taking
won?
cheap
Who
shots
won?
at me.
Who won?
You want to make your
you
point,
live
make your
in
point.
a total
Don't make it
world
personal.
of denial. You got it wrong.
Say
you were
whatever you want.
preposterously and stupidly wrong. So, okay, all right. Can I just finish
call
a thought
stupid
ever on this show?
No, not if you're
Okay,
personally.
well,
I
you proved
admitted
it.
I was wrong. I don't need you to call me stupid.
Okay.
Can I just say, it's great to see you Democrats all getting
Who
along
taught
so
you
well.
manners?
It's lovely to see a post-election come together again.
Just one right now.
Just for the record, Lichtman was wrong, but the real winner in that debate is Piers Morgan, who loves a verbal altercation. He won the whole night. The good news tonight, America is turning the page. And while Democrats try to pick up the pieces of their broken party, the freedom of thought and expression, along with common sense, thankfully, thanks to all of you, by the way, that took the time to get informed, to go out, to vote, to embrace a system that maybe some of you resisted, voting early, voting by mail. You know what? You have given so many of us in America hope that we will end the decline at our borders and the violence and the criminal activity. We'll restore our economy. We'll lower energy prices. We will restore law and order. And America will also be respected around the world. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.